Okay, Josh, your turn. Can you turn around so you can see us?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Josh.
He was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. When you get that diagnosis, there's no words that can describe that day, that week.
Josh, having a bit of a think, how that story could end differently.
And yeah, then the robot came into play.
Josh, where did the 3 billy goats gruff live?
A field.
A field, yes.
School was extraordinarily good at educating both his class and also the whole school community, really, that this was happening.
No, we agree.
Well, I first started to look into just trying to have that connection between the class and Josh so that he still felt part of the class. I thought was really important.
So Josh, have you got your book?
The string goes into the hole in the blue cup.
Good job.
It's been good that he can read with the other boys in his group. He still gets that discussion about the book and about the understanding of language and decoding and you know, all the educational outcomes.
The one that we read yesterday
The-
about naughty guy.
Ah, dreadful David.
It's not always seamless, but it's a link, and that is a constant through a very abnormal time for him.
When I was driving the robot and I snuck behind Liam and my table was shouting, "Liam, look!" And then he turned around and then he got a fright.
So everyone, Isaac asked for
The most common thing that we hear at the hospital school from teachers is, don't worry about school, it doesn't matter what they do because they're sick. When you're lying in a hospital bed, to be able to engage with your peers, to be able to join in with the learning is what the students want to be able to do. So by using the telepresence robot, we're able to connect them with their peers, we're able to give them something, a reason to be getting up and to be doing what they normally do.
What's it like to see me and the class through the robot?
Good, and I like chatting to you all.
Alright guys, so just going to revise a few trigonometry things that we've been doing recently to get ourselves set up for a problem that we're doing in just a little bit. Tom, what would we get for cos theta?
Is A over H.
Very good.
We often start to work with them with the robots at the hospital school to get through some of the teething problems around how the robots will work in the classroom and building capacity of the teacher so that the teacher can get used to it with some support.
So I've got the problem set up for you guys on the board at the back of the room. If we want to get up and see if we can move out the back there, and we'll see if we can work on the problem up on the board.
So what would be the nearest meter? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's basically like I'm there, like interacting, people can hear me, and for them to be able to hear me respond is pretty cool. And yeah, still to just be involved with the classroom and have that mobility to move around is also pretty cool, and not have to get people to move me.
Having the telepresence robot has given us the opportunity to really have our students authentically collaborate with their peers rather than work in parallel and we're able to email work so we can send work backwards and forwards. To actually be able to collaborate with their peers is where the learning actually happens.
It equals 28.24.
28.24.
You can really interact with them, whereas on a Skype call, you can't really interact with the person.
It means they wouldn't be missing out and they'd still get a future like all of us. Yeah.
Just to feel a sense of freedom. Yeah.
It's nice to have them back.
The social connection can't really be measured. That is fantastic.
What do you think it would have been like if we hadn't had the robot?
Bad, and then I'd just be in hospital with nothing.
The robots being used in hospital schools, supporting the transition of students back home and then into their own school setting, I think that's the most important factor, and I think the factor of us being able to support the family holistically around education.
Is there another way that you could have achieved that connection with the peers and with you without a two-way digital connection?
No, definitely not. If it hadn't been for you guys, I probably would have brought my iPad from home and Skyped him every now and again and just held it. Made my life easier.
Hey Josh, what are you trying to write?
Telepresence robots are one of those new and exciting things that have a real opportunity to transform the ways students with serious illnesses learn and access education. Instead of having to access distance education and not being connected to their traditional classroom, they're actually able to beam into their traditional classroom from hospital, school, from home, and make that transition seamless. So we're really excited at the Technology for Learning Innovations and Utilisation team to be able to explore this type of technology, and we really hope to be able to provide this opportunity to many more students, many more schools around the state of New South Wales to help public school students have greater access to education.